Today we're looking at 5 real cases, 5 moments where justice collided with crime and lives were changed forever. 1. Scott Nelson, the Orlando nanny murder. This is the story of Scott Nelson. After serving 25 years in prison for robbery, he was released back into society. But freedom didn't bring redemption. He lost his job and decided to take a life. In September 2017, Nelson broke into a home in Orlando. Inside was nanny Jennifer Fulford. He forced her into the trunk of her car, demanded cash, and later drove her to a quiet location. There, he stabbed her to death. In court, Nelson didn't show remorse. Instead, he blamed the government for his actions. He even called himself a homicidal maniac. The jury found him guilty of first-degree murder. The judge sentenced him to life in prison. Scott Nelson will never walk free again. 2. John Bunn, fighting 27 years for innocence. Now let's talk about John Bunn. At just 14 years old, John was arrested in New York for a murder he didn't commit. The arresting officer was Detective Louis Scarcella, who later faced accusations of falsifying evidence in multiple cases. With little more than a manipulated eyewitness account, John was convicted. He spent 16 years in prison and another 11 years on parole, all while insisting he was innocent. After nearly 3 decades, the truth came out. There was no credible evidence. His conviction was overturned. In the courtroom, John broke down crying, saying, "I've been fighting for my life since I was 14, and today, justice is finally here." His story is a reminder that the system can fail, but sometimes perseverance brings the truth to light. 3. Markeith Lloyd, the murder of a police lieutenant. This is Markeith Lloyd. Already wanted for the murder of his pregnant girlfriend, he was spotted outside a Walmart in Orlando. Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton confronted him. Instead of surrendering, Lloyd opened fire. Lieutenant Clayton was killed instantly. For 9 days, a massive manhunt followed. When officers finally captured Lloyd, he resisted arrest and in the process, lost his left eye. In court, Lloyd claimed he just reacted, but the jury didn't buy it. The victim's sister told the court, "She wasn't just my sister. She raised me like a mother. Her loss can never be replaced." The jury unanimously recommended the death penalty, and the judge agreed. Markeith Lloyd will face execution for his crimes. 4. Darrell Brooks, the Waukesha Christmas Parade attack, November 2021. Waukesha, Wisconsin. A Christmas parade filled with families, children, and grandparents. That's when Darrell Brooks drove his SUV straight into the crowd. 6 people were killed. Dozens more were injured. In court, Brooks behaved in ways that stunned everyone. He refused an attorney, choosing to represent himself. He constantly interrupted the judge, laughed during testimony, and even stared her down in an attempt to intimidate. The judge later admitted his behavior was unsettling. At times, it was frightening. The jury found Brooks guilty on all 76 charges. His sentence? 6 life terms, plus more than 700 additional years. Darrell Brooks will never breathe free air again. 5. Michael Brady, the prison escape that turned deadly. Finally, we come to Michael Brady. He was already serving a 24-year sentence for attempted murder when he and 3 other inmates plotted a violent escape from a North Carolina prison. Armed with makeshift weapons, hammers and scissors, they attacked staff during the attempt. 4 prison employees lost their lives that day. In court, witnesses described the brutality as like watching someone break concrete with tools. Brady didn't deny it. In fact, he admitted everything, coldly, without remorse. The jury reached its decision quickly: the death penalty. Today, Michael Brady sits on death row, waiting for the day his sentence is carried out. 5 cases. 5 moments that show the courtroom is not just a place of law, but a stage where truth and consequences collide. From Scott Nelson's cold-blooded murder to John Bunn's long-awaited freedom, from police hero Deborah Clayton's sacrifice to Darrell Brooks' shocking attack and Michael Brady's violent escape attempt, each story reminds us justice may be delayed, but it is never silenced.